Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I will be going over the tour series for Northern Trans-Pennine. This will include the BR Class 45, Class 47, Class 101, Class 08, and the BR Class 40. Anyways, let's get started. First on the list is the BR Class 08. So let's get into the cab. Climb up into here. So I've already done this before on Tees Valley Line and Great Western Express, so you do not need to watch this one if you already done that. If you already watched the other two. But anyways, over here you got like a little hot plate, I think it's what it's called. Here's your wiper, the back left one. Here's your 3-panel switch door. Don't know what it does, but I suggest just leaving it in parallel. Back here is your back right wiper. Look for those tiny ones, like the tiny valves. Exhauster isolation switch, I think you need that to normal to start up the locomotive. Brake selector switch, you could put it to light engine, vacuum, or air. If you're running light, you could probably put that to light engine. Here you got a tail lamp. If it's on the step, come out the door, and it'll be right here. Got your handbrake. Should probably put that to fully applied to release everything and stuff like that. So yeah. So now let's sit in the driver's position. Here you also got your wiper. And your wiper here as well. It could sit in either seat, it doesn't really matter, because they both have driver controls. First, you're going to want to put the master key to start up the locomotive. And once it's on, put it to on, and wait for the main reservoir to charge. And once it's charged, you can put it to forward or reverse. But if you want, you could just leave it into the off position till you are done with the startup procedure. Down here is a brake valve cutout. Don't really need to, it should be put into normal for your brakes to charge and control the brakes. You also got DSD, which I don't really know what that can be used for, but I don't think that'll be used at all. You got brake overcharge, in case you gotta overcharge your brakes because your train isn't moving. You can put the locomotive to full service, the locomotive brake to full service if you want, and then you can release the handbrake. Or just keep the locomotive brake in released and keep the handbrake on. Here you got your whistle. And whistle isolation. If you could put it to isolated, you won't be able to use it. Then you can put your reverser to reverse, and release the train brake. Exhauster speed up. I don't know what it does. Got your sand. There's an emergency brake valve in case you have to use it. Up here, you can turn on your engine compartment light, cab light, marker lights, and instrument lights. Marker lights are your headlights. And yeah. And I think that's it for the Class 08. So let's move on to the next locomotive. Yeah, let's move on. Also, don't forget to release your locomotive brake. So now we're on the Brm Class 101. First off, you're going to want to go to the rear cab. The cab that's not leading. So then you're going to want to put the marker lights to red, turn on your destination light, and put it put the destination line to where you're going. For example, we're going to Leeds. So we're gonna put it to Leeds. And there you go. Release the handbrake, that's here. And then you can leave the driver's brake valve there in that setting. Then you're gonna want to open the doors because you can't exit through the cab car, or not the cab car, the cab door for some reason. There you go. So now we're gonna head back up to the lead cab and enter it. You can open the windows on driver doors and passenger doors, I believe. You can sit in the second man seat as well. Under the second man seat is an AWS isolation lever. Turn that on, and then if you hear that beeping noise, all you gotta do is hit this button. So, for example, I'm gonna do that. Then hit this button, and there you go. And due to there being no AWS on this line, I don't really think you should use it, but if you want, you can use it. You can turn on the headlights to white and turn on the destination light. And do the same here. You can put this to where you're going. For example, like I said, we're going to Leeds. Next, you're going to want to release the handbrake if it's applied. Then you're going to want to sit down and turn on the control circuit key. To open the doors, you're going to have to, and you don't know how to open this menu, you're just going to have to go, I don't think you're going to be able to drive this train then. So, to open this, you're going to want to hold down the left arrow on PS4, hit tab on the keyboard, and I don't know what's for Xbox. I think there's a manual for it though. Next you're going to want to put the reverse to forward and put the gear selector to 1. Panel light is your gauge lights, by the way. Cab light is up here. Turn these on, but we're gonna leave them off. Engine RPM changeover switch, I don't really think you need to mess with that. but you could put it to engine 1 and engine 2. You got guard buzzard. To start the unit, put the throttle to full, then hold down the engine start left. Well, you're going to want to put this to neutral first, then hold down engine start left. Same with the right side. There you go. Then you can put this gear selector to 1. Here's your horn. You got your wiper. Over there you got your brake gauges. There you got the RPM dial and your speedometer. Here you got the emergency brake valve in case you gotta put that on. Train lights, turn on passenger lights. Brake light on, and I don't know what that does. But yeah, that's about it. So next, you can pull up this menu and then hit lock right. Then you can release the brake and then get rolling. Remember, the brake on the 101 is on the BR 101 is kind of like a water tap, so you gotta kind of mess around with it. So yeah, but that's basically it, and I will now show you how to change gears. So how to change gears, we're gonna get out of Huddersfield first. So give me a second to get out of Huddersfield. So once you hit the top of the yellow zone there on the RPM dial, or your RPM on the HUD reaches the top of the bar, simply put the throttle to idling and change up a gear by putting it to the next number. For example, if it's on 1, we're going to put it to 2. And now we can go to a higher speed. Then you're going to keep doing this till you hit gear selector 4. Because 4 is going to take you to the max speed. But yeah, that is the basics covered for the BR 101. So let's move on. Now we're in the class 45, so let's get started. First off, you're gonna, so on the outside, you're gonna look for a little triangle. Should be around here somewhere. There it is. So once you find this, you're gonna want to make sure that's a battery isolation switch. You're gonna make sure that's closed. Then you can enter the cab. Fire alarm test. Fire going sounds, investigate contact, fire, stop train, stop engine, shut down boiler, in service, yeah. And yeah. So, nothing really would mess with back here. Brake selector, you can put that to air brake passenger. Since we're hauling passenger cars, we're gonna put that to air brake passenger. Or vacuum brake passenger. Vacuum air goods and air brake goods are for freight trains. And yeah. Up here are the cab heaters. Engine room lighting. Yeah, it's in there. And you can turn it off by clicking it again. Headlight switch turns on your headlights. Spare switch. Don't know what that does. It might be for your headlights. Cab light. Nose light. You can see it's on down there. Tail lights. And yeah. Down here, next to your driver's seat, is the AWS. You want to make sure cab changeover lever is on. And there you go. You want to make sure both of those are on. Got a height adjuster. And you can put the seat back on the seat. Got a handbrake here. You're going to want to make sure that's applied in order to continue preparation. Vacuum chamber release. I don't know what that does. ETH on. I don't know what the ETH does. DSD button. Got a wiper. Got like a window washer, I think. Ward as well. Seat back. Along with the height adjuster. So yeah. Sander pedal, that's for your sand. You can turn on the instrument lights. This is the AWS acknowledge button. You got a blind, what should I say, like sunblock thing. You can put on the straight brake. You're gonna want to put this to running. Brake pin. Don't know what the brake pin does. Got your horn. Actually, you're gonna want to open this HUD and unlock the doors. Turn on the master key. To start the unit, if it's shut down, put it in engine only. Then hold it in engine start till the engine's running. Then put your reverser to your direction of choice. So I will give you an example on how to start it. You will hold down the engine start. Then once you hear it going like that, you can put the reverser to your direction of choice. And you can lock the doors. You will then release the brakes. handbrake. Once that's released, and just stops moving, you are good to release the straight air brake, and then you can apply throttle. And that's the basics covered. Now let's move on. So now we're on the Brm Class 40. First off, I'm going to say there's two different versions of this, but I'm going to go over the version with these headlights. The other version has like a bar light on the front nose here. This one has like head code discs. You can put them up and down. Got 4 head code lights here. So yeah. First we're gonna enter the cab. First you're gonna want to set this battery isolation switch to normal. You're gonna have to put it to air brake goods because we're hauling fuel tanks. And it will show up here, the air brake you're in. You gotta to turn on and shut that off, just hit that button. On classic locomotives, you always gotta make sure that the cab change end lever is on for AWS, or else it won't work. So yeah, come over here. You'll probably want to, if your handbrake is applied, don't worry, we will be going over that in a second. DSD pedal. Vacuum chamber release, I don't know what the heck that does. You also got a seat height adjuster. Got brake gauges as well. Tab heaters. Manual wiper. You got a wiper valve. Up here you got sun visors. And yeah. So also you got a seat height adjuster here too. So now you can sit in the driver's seat. You also got windows here. You could turn on the cab light, tail lights, which are right there. Instrument light switch, turn these gauges on in a second. Top center marker, which is this marker right here. Lower center marker, which is right there. Lower left marker, which is right here. and lower right marker, which is right there. Now this looks weird. So we're gonna close up these head code discs on the top and bottom. Next you're gonna want to put the locomotive brake to 100. Then you're gonna want to turn on a master key and put this to engine only. Then you will hold down the engine start. Once that light goes out, your engine has started. Then you can release the handbrake because the locomotive brake will keep holding the train for continued preparation. Which takes a while on the Class 40. I don't get why it doesn't release by itself. Once it stops spinning, then it's released. Okay, horn. You got your sander here as well. Got your rear horn as well. Manual wiper as well. And yeah, then you can put that to forward. Put this to release and overcharge, and wait for the brakes to charge up. This is one of the two freight wagons you get in the BR heavy freight pack. The other ones are like small wooden bands. Then you can release the locomotive brake. And there you have it. Also AWS buttons up here. Then you can apply a little bit of mountain throttle. Please do keep in mind that the throttle, that the max amps is about 1800. So yeah, you might want to be careful. And yeah, that is the basics covered. Now let's move on to the final locomotive, the BR Class 47. Alright, so now we're on the final one, the BR Class 47. So let's get into it. First off, you're going to want to enter the cab. Back here is your battery isolation switch. You can close it in order for the battery isolation switch to be good, and you can actually start the train. Make sure you're on air brake goods. If you're hauling goods like we are, or air brake passenger if you're hauling coaches. It does tell you here as well. Right cab light, and the left cab light as well. On the back wall, you got AWS. And if you ever hear that, just go and acknowledge it. Over here is the horn, the SD button, and the wiper. And yeah, you can open the window as well. You can leave the handbrake on. So apply the straight brake. Then you can release that. To start the locomotive, first off you're going to want to turn on master key. Put that to engine only. And hold down the engine start button. And put it to forward or reverse. You can turn on the train heat, train light dim switch. You can put that to dim, but I suggest leaving it off dim. And here you go, your marker lights, which are your headlights. You got your desk light switch, which are your gauge lights. Tail lights. They're actually pretty unique on this train because they only go to one side. So yeah. You got your horn here. AWS acknowledgement. Then you'll put this to running to let the brakes charge. And here's also your emergency brake valve. Just trying to make sure there's nothing in the seat that I'm missing. But I don't think there is. Got a blind for sunny days as well. But I think that's it. If not, then there is a manual, I think, for this train. Oh yeah, there's a dead man's pedal. So next, you can put that to 0. And let the system release itself. Then apply throttle with this. And then we're good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Also, the wiper for the left side is right here. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like and maybe subscribe. I am 15 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. If you do subscribe, you'll become part of the awesome squad and first 100 subscribers club. And if you don't want to miss a future upload, make sure to give this video, if you don't want to miss a future upload, make sure to turn on post notifications to be notified of a future upload. And yeah, anyways, I will see you guys next time. Bye.